Welcome to the Star Carter Personal Finance Live. We are live this afternoon. We got to talk about some scams that's going on out here that are targeting our young adults. So I'm going to give a few minutes to see who's going to come in on the live. Y'all let me know if y'all can hear me good. Drop me a heart, a purple heart in the chat. If you can hear me, drop me a purple heart in the chat. Make sure that all technology is doing what it's supposed to be doing. I appreciate it. Let me know if you guys can hear me. We're going to talk about some new check scams that are targeting our young people today. And not only the young people, but this could be for anybody, but they're definitely targeting the young people. Thank you so much for your hearts. Thank you so much, Brian. Thank you so much, Miss Anita. I really do appreciate it. Thank you so much for letting me know y'all can hear me. I do appreciate y'all being in this live with me this afternoon. I had it scheduled for yesterday, but I was a little under the weather, so we are up in here this afternoon. If I sound a little stopped up, a little sinusitis, take it for love. Got a little sinus going on this late here in this midsummer, so I appreciate all y'all love. So let's go ahead and let's get into it. I'm not planning on being on this live very long. And I will take any questions that y'all may have after I get done with the points that I'm going to go through. So let's go ahead and let's get into it, guys. So first thing is this come from the Federal Trade Commission. They said that scammers are targeting young adults on social media with fake check scam. So this was released on July the 24th. And so it says, did you get a message on social from an artist asking to pay you for permission to paint your picture? It's a scam. They don't want to pay you. They want to take your money. All right. So young adults report this scam begins with a direct message on social media from someone who says they like your photo and want to pay you thousands of dollars to use it. Next, they'll send you a check. They'll tell you to deposit it, take some of the money out to send to the artist for supplies, and keep the rest. They may promise to reimburse any money you send back, but they never will because it's a scam. While the check may look real and the funds may initially show up in your bank account, the check's fake. By the time the bank realizes it, you'll be out the money you sent the scammer and owe the bank any money you withdrew. How do you spot a scam? Here's the takeaway. If someone you don't know sends you a check and asks you to send money back to them or to someone else, it's a scam. It's best to only deposit checks from people that you know. So this is being targeted to our young adults right now, y'all. They are trying to get our young people that are mostly on social media more than we are. A lot of times, some of us older ones, we're not constantly on our phone and on social media. I know I'm not. So they are targeting these younger people, saying that they want to use a photo, a picture, or something of them, and they're pretending to be an artist and want to draw them. So a lot of times now, guys, when you post pictures and stuff like that, people may ask you, is it okay to use your pictures in advertisements and all kinds of things? So not just our young people, but us as well. You never know when somebody might want to do that, posing as an artist, right? And then especially if you say you are artists that make music, okay? They may say that they want to use your music on one of their videos for copyright and all kind of things. So it's so many different reasons why people may try to contact you saying that they want to use your content and they want to pay you for it. So if they try to send you a check, that's red flag city. That is red flag city. Do not accept any checks from anybody that you do not know. Okay? Me working in banking for the time that I worked in banking before becoming a full-time entrepreneur, I seen all kind of check scams, all kind of checks. And what they do is they try to make the check, of course, look as real as possible by using real routing numbers, even real account numbers, because they could have stole those checks from somebody else's account. And what they'll do is they will make their own checks, or either they will get somebody else's check and wash them and then write over a different amount. So there's so many different ways that they can go about these check scams that most people wouldn't even think about, especially if you've never worked in a financial institution like I have. But as the article says, that if they were to deposit the check and whatever money they withdraw, that is how much you're going to owe. You're going to owe the bank that money back. And you'll be like, well, it was a scam. I didn't know it was a fake check. But the bank is letting you get the funds in good faith that the check is a good check. So once whatever money, if you just cashed the check and they gave you back the cash, they're going to throw your account in the negative for that amount. If you deposit half and withdrew the other half, whatever part that you kept, that's the part that you're going to owe the bank back. And then whoever you sent the money to, they're going to be long gone. You're not going to be able to find them. They're going to be in the wind. They're going to be gone somewhere. Whatever numbers you was contacting them through are no longer being serviced. Whatever account they was sending you messages through, DMing you or whatever on social media, those accounts are going to go ghost, right? Because they do these scams, they get these accounts and they move on and they keep on and they keep on and they keep getting fake accounts. So you got to be very, very careful out here, because they are doing all types of ways now to try to get your information and also to send you items that's going to get you in trouble. So I can see them targeting young adults, because a lot of our young people just now starting out getting bank accounts really don't know a lot about checks, because a lot of us, we use the Cash Apps and the Venmos and the Zelles and all those digital forms of payment. So they really don't know a lot about checks. I know, as I was telling you guys, when I worked in banking, there was a lot of young people that would come in and, they get their first check from Chick-fil-A or something like that, and they didn't even know how to sign the back of a check because they never had a check before, right? So I used to have to teach them how to sign the back of their payroll checks. So these kids, they have no idea. So these scammers, they're very sophisticated. They're very sophisticated. So if you got you somebody that's in your household that, our young adults right now, anywhere from, I would even say 25 and under, right? That may have never dealt with a check before. If you got somebody in your household that is young like that, that's always on social media, they take a lot of pictures, or they might do art, that somebody might be trying to come in their inbox and say, hey, I want to buy your art from you. Can I send you a check for the difference? You know how much it is? Scam City. Scam City. Let me got somebody right here. Keith, he says, I saw a video last week. A young lady went to jail for this, a $10,000 check. I'm telling you, these scams are getting more and more sophisticated. So this doesn't surprise me not one bit. And Brian says they don't teach cursive writing in school anymore as well. Exactly. They don't. So a lot of these kids, they don't even know how to write their name in cursive. So like I said, they don't even know how to sign the back of these checks. So a lot of times they go in these financial institutions thinking that these things are legit, and they're going to get themselves in trouble with the banks. They're going to get themselves in trouble with the bank. So it's one of those things that we got to stay aware of, what these scams that's going on out here in these financial streets, because it's rough out here. I just did a live not too long ago talking about the tellers and all those different things inside of these financial institutions that are also stealing people's identity, making fake accounts in their name, fake loans in their name. So guys, you just got to make sure that you're doing the right thing to protect yourself and to protect your loved ones also that's in your household, to make sure that they know what's going on with a lot of these tricks and these scams nowadays. It's getting very bad. It's getting very bad. I was on TikTok earlier, and this lady was talking about how somebody scammed her out of her TikTok account. Like she had just reached 10,000 subscribers, and I guess that's when you get monetized on that platform. And so she was excited. So somebody, I guess, looked and saw that she had just got to 10,000 and sent her a direct message telling her that she can get her verification check now. And so they had her fill out this Google form, and then told her, to chat with them through a WhatsApp. See, a lot of these scams go through that WhatsApp. I see that WhatsApp is real scammy. Um, and they were just, and she thought that, it was all through TikTok because it had TikTok support and all this stuff. Then once she gave them all the information they needed to take over her account, they was asking for money to get the account back. So they held her account up basically for ransom. And they told her, if you want your account back, you're gonna have to give me, first I think they said $100, and then she wound up giving them $50. But before they gave her a TikTok account back, control of her own TikTok account, they cleaned out whatever I guess when people send you flowers and hearts and all that type of stuff, tokens or whatever on TikTok, they cleaned her out. She also had a TikTok shop. She had some money sitting in from people, I guess, that ordered from her TikTok shop. They took that from her as well. So all through her direct messages. So you got to be careful who you are talking to in these direct messages. I don't talk to anybody on DM. All my DMs are deactivated on like 90% of my social media. I don't even have my DMs activated because of that, because of it's so much scam. Every time I go on my Facebook business page for my store, somebody is telling me that I need to click on this link because I done violated some type of copyright or whatever. It's like every day. It's like every day somebody's trying to get me to click on the link, or somebody sending you a text message. I got like 2 text messages last week telling me that I had a package at the post office that couldn't be delivered, and that I need to click on this link, something about some unclaimed packages and all kind of stuff. So the fraudsters are doing the most. They doing the most. It is wild. So let me pull up another article real quick. So just in case if you have never dealt with a fraudulent check before, let's talk about how to spot and avoid and report fake check scams. So this is an article from the Federal Trade Commission as well. So it says, in a fake check scam, a person you don't know asks you to deposit a check. It's usually for more than they owe you. It's sometimes for several $1,000s. They tell you to send some of the money back to them or to another person. They always have a good story to explain why you can't keep all the money. They may say they need to cover taxes or fees for a prize, to buy supplies for a job, or to send money back they overpaid, or something else. But this is a scam. How to spot it? So there are types of fake check scams. Lots of scammers use fake checks to get money, to get your money. Here are some examples. Mystery shopping. Scammers pretend to hire you as a mystery shopper. They tell you that your first assignment is to evaluate a retailer that sells gift cards, money orders, or a wire transfer service like Western Union or MoneyGram. You get a check with instructions to deposit it into a personal bank account and wire some of the money to someone else. But once you do, the money is gone and the so-called employer can disappear too. So personal assistance, that's another thing. You apply online and think you're getting hired as a personal assistant. You get a check and are told to use the money to buy gift cards and send the PIN numbers to your boss. But that's a scammer. Once they get the gift card pins, they use them instantly. That leaves you without the money when the bank figures out the check was fake. All right, so those are some of the other ones. Okay, they got car wrap decals. You respond to an offer for a car wrap advertising. For car wrap advertising, the company tells you to deposit a check and then send money to decal installers, but it's a scam. The installers aren't real, and now your money is gone. claiming prizes. A sweepstakes. Now we know about a lot of those sweepstake ones. Says you won and gives you a check. They tell you to send them money to cover taxes, shipping and handling charges, or processing fees. But that's not how legitimate sweepstakes work, and you'll be out of any money you send. All right. Overpayments is another one. People buying something from someone online accidentally send a check for too much and ask you to refund the balance, but that's a scam. So why do these scams work? These scams work because fake checks generally look just like real checks, even to bank employees. They are often printed with the names and addresses of legitimate financial institutions. And as I was telling y'all, sometimes even with legitimate routing numbers and account numbers. They may even be real checks written on bank accounts that belong to someone whose identity has been stolen. It could take weeks for a bank to figure out that the check is fake. Okay. Now, this right here where it says it could take weeks for a bank to figure out their check is fake, not no more. Not no more. It's I can't remember exactly what year it changed, but once upon a time when we had all these different Federal Reserve locations, which we still do, certain checks went to certain regions of the Federal Reserve. So like the Federal Reserve in Charlotte checks in like this region in South Carolina and Georgia and stuff, they might have went to that particular Federal Reserve. So all the checks for that from that bank might have went to that one, and then checks from other Federal Reserves throughout the United States. So it might take a while depending on if I'm in South Carolina and the check has to clear from a bank in California. It used to would take about 2 weeks, but not anymore. All the checks are considered local now. So it doesn't matter where you are or where the financial institution where that check has to go to actually clear the account, no matter if it's in California, Maine, Florida, wherever you at, it's considered a local check. So what that means is it's going to probably clear the very next day, if not the second business day. So say I got a check today, Monday, and I put it in my account, that check will probably clear that other bank tomorrow at by the latest Wednesday. Okay. So a lot of the check clearing stuff does not take as long as it used to. And a lot of these people that are doing these check scams and stuff like that, they have no idea. Or if they do know, they don't care because they done got their money and they're gone. Okay. So it says fake checks in your bank. By law, the banks have to make deposited funds available quickly, usually within 2 days. When the funds are made available in your account, the bank may say the check has cleared, but that doesn't mean it's a good check. Fake checks can take weeks to be discovered and untangled. By that time, the scammer has any money you sent and you're stuck paying the money back to the bank. And as I said, it won't take weeks anymore. It won't. A lot of times, the Federal Reserve, when they see a check coming back for, especially for a large amount, the bank will get a notification before the actual and now they don't even send you the actual check back anymore. It's like a check copy, like a yellow check copy that they actually send back that has it's a negotiable instrument. So it can be redeposited if need to, say somebody just wrote a bad check or they didn't mean to write a bad check or whatever. So it will come back, but depending on the dollar amount, the Federal Reserve will actually contact the actual bank and let them know, hey, you got this coming back. And therefore the depositing administrator or whatever that does the deposits or whatever, whoever their back office that handles that type of stuff will already have a clue of what's coming back. And like I said, that could take a day or two now. It's not all that, as it was saying, discovered and untangled. It's a whole lot faster process now. Now, one thing about a bank with these fake checks, if you ever get a check that you're unsure of, say you did some work for somebody and you're not sure that the check is a good check, you can always take the check to the bank and say, hey, I don't know if this is a good check. This is some work I did for somebody that gave me this check. I'm not sure if it's legit. Can you put this check in my account but put it on hold? And the bank will hold it for you, right? They will put it in your account, but they'll put it on hold where you cannot get any of the funds until the check completely clears. And then by that time, they'll get any notification, like I said, from the Federal Reserve or anything like that. sometimes, a lot of times when I was a teller, we would actually even call the bank if the bank was somewhere that we could call them and actually speak to a teller and verify the funds on that check. Or sometimes these banks have verification numbers. Now, with that being said, a lot of the payday lender companies kind of messed that up for a lot of tellers to be able to call, because all the payday companies was calling the bank, want to verify funds so that they can, take the money out of people's accounts that got cash advances. So now it's kind of hard to get somebody to actually verify a check because of privacy. But a lot of times when they know it's another financial institution calling another financial institution, they will be a lot better about verifying if the funds are available for the check or not. All right. So where we're at. All right, so it says how to avoid a fake check scam. So it says never use money from a check to send gift cards, money orders, cryptocurrency, or to wire money to anyone who asks you to. Many scammers demand that you buy gift cards and send them the PIN numbers, buy cryptocurrency and transfer it to them, or send money through wire transfer services like Western Union or MoneyGram. Once you do, it's like you're giving them cash. It's almost impossible to get it back. All right. Toss offers that ask you to pay for a price. If it's free, you shouldn't have to pay to get it. Only scammers will ask you to pay to collect a free prize. That's correct. Because if it's free, it's free, right? All right. Say don't accept a check for more than the selling price. You can bet it's a scam. Because why would somebody that's writing you a check send you more than what they owe you or what they promised to pay you? It doesn't make sense, does it? A lot of times we just have to use our common sense. But I tell you, when I remember working in a credit union about, I think it was probably about 7 years ago, and the first time a teller, she almost lost her job because the check was over $6,000. The guy came in with the check. He came in every week because he worked at a job that the credit union serviced, and so he came in with the check. The dude did pretty well. His account never was in the negative and stuff like that. And so when he brought the check, I could see why the teller would cash it, because he was a good customer. He never, did any, weird stuff with his account. So she cashed it without, placing a hold or anything like that. But usually when a check is for a significant amount and the person don't have that kind of amount in their bank account or in their savings account or any other accounts that they may have that can cover the check if the check was to return, usually you'll want to put that check on a hold, for a few days, just to make sure, like I said, that it was going to clear. But she didn't, put it on a hold, and the check came back within, I think it was 3 or 4 days. Like I said, this was like 7 years ago, and so of course, this threw the guy in the negative. So he come back in the branch. He was all tore up, and he did not have the money to pay it back. And he told the branch manager at the time that he had got the check cash, and it was a letter that came with it, and he took it to Western Union, and I think at Walmart or somewhere, and got it, sent the money on, doing exactly what the letter said to do. But at the time when he brought the check in, the letter told him to not tell the teller that what the instructions were. So all he did was just cash the check. And so anyway, luckily for him, he had been a long-term member. Like I said, never had any issues with his account. And so what happened was he wound up having to get a loan to pay the money back. The credit union, gave him a personal loan against that amount to clear up his checking account and to repay the money back to the bank, because the people that he sent the money to long gone. So he had to eat that. I think it's like $6,000. He had to eat it. And the teller, she wound up getting like a final warning. So it's real serious. It's not just the person that gets the check that wants the account go into the negative, but somebody's job may also be on the line depending on the amount of the check, right? So it's really deep. It gets really, really deep. All right. So What to do if you sent money to a scammer. Okay, so here are ways to get your money back depending on how you paid a scammer. Okay, so gift cards. Gift cards are for gifts, not payments. Anyone who demands payment by gift card is always a scammer. If you paid a scammer with a gift card, tell the company that issued the card right away. When you contact the company, tell them the gift card was used in a scam. Ask them if they can refund your money. If you act quickly enough, the company might be able to get your money back. Also, tell the store where you bought the gift card as soon as possible. Now I don't know if you guys know, but last Christmas, around Christmas time, there was a lot of gift card scams where people were going inside of the stores that had gift cards out in the open. You know, a lot of these grocery stores and some of these dollar stores that have gift cards out in the open. Well, what they were doing were they were somehow taking the pictures or doing whatever and getting the numbers off the back of the cards and putting the cards back on the shelf. So as soon as you go and pick up the card and buy the gift card for somebody for Christmas or whatever, and you put your couple $100 or however much you put on the card, once they activated, they had all the information and they would steal the money off the gift card before the person you bought the card for even got the card. So it was so many cards last year, gift cards, that when the people received them as presents, they were already zeroed out. I think I did a video on, I had to check my scam playlist, but I think I did a video on the channel about it. So these gift cards is really, really, they do a lot with these gift cards. It's ridiculous. So it says here's a list of gift cards that scammers often use. So I'm going to link this article down in the description box after this live. So if y'all want to click on the link and look at some of the gift cards that are used in the scams, it's a long list, so I'm not going to click on it right now, but I will link this article in the description box if you want to check it out to see what gift cards that they are using. All right, so we already talked about wire. So if you wire money to a scammer, call the wire transfer company immediately to report the fraud and file a complaint. Reach the complaint department at MoneyGram at 1-800-MoneyGram or Western Union at that number. Ask for the money transfer to be reversed. It's unlikely to happen, but it's important to ask. Even if Chase had got under fire because of a lot of scams that went through people, real people's accounts, where they were clicking on links saying to verify their banking information, and it was a scam, and people were taking over people's bank accounts and initiating wires that Chase was letting go through. I know I covered that on my channel. So got to be really careful with these wires, not just the MoneyGram and the Western Union wires, but wires from your own bank account. Because when people send you a text, these scammers send you a text saying that they are your bank and that you need to verify your information, and you're thinking it's your bank. A lot of these, they're able to even spoof phone numbers to make it look like it's the bank calling you. So if you ever get a call from your bank out of the blue that you're not expecting, you're not actively on your mobile app, on your banking app, and you just get a call from the bank out of the blue, hang up and call the number that you know to be the actual phone number to the financial institution. Or if you're able to, go to an actual branch and talk to somebody. Never, ever do any verification over the phone through a text that you're not expecting. Because sometimes when you be in the app, like I know when I log into my Navy Federal app, sometimes it will send me a security code, but I know it's a legit code coming to me because I'm in the app and it's asking me, to provide the code. Okay. So if you just get any random codes or random text message from the bank and like I said, you're not actively trying to sign in, you're not doing anything, and you're just getting it random, do not click on them. Do not answer the call. Hang up, or if you do answer the call and they start asking you information, hang up and call the number that you know to be the correct number. Or like I said, if you're able to, go to an actual branch and make sure that everything is cool on their end. But do not do it from your phone. All right. Another one is a money order. If you paid a scammer with a money order, contact the company that issued the money order right away to see if you can stop payment. Also, try to stop delivery of the money order. If you send it by U.S. mail, contact the U.S. Postal Inspection Service at this number. Otherwise, contact whatever delivery service you use as soon as possible. Okay. Another one is cryptocurrency. If you paid with crypto, contact the company you use to send the money and tell them it was a fraudulent transaction. Ask to have the transaction reversed if possible. A lot of times when these scams go through, it's a what they say is too bad, so sad. A lot of these things cannot be reversed. Money orders can be stopped. That's one thing. A stop payment can be put on a money order if they hadn't already cashed it. Wires, usually when a wire is gone, it's gone. Even with the bank, sometimes they might can reverse it in the bank, but usually when you're talking about MoneyGram and Western Union, it's usually a wrap. But like it says, it's important to still ask. Gift cards, a lot of times those are a wrap too, because usually the scammers, once you realize or figure out it's a scam, they usually already have gotten the money off the card. So hold on, let's see what we got here. Let me go back. Let's see what we got on here. So Brian says the PayPal scammer are big as well. I'm telling you, I don't think there's an app out here right now that a scammer hadn't got a hold of. Zelle, Cash App, PayPal, you name it. I don't think it's any that they haven't got a hold of. We just got to make sure that we are keeping all our information as safe as possible. If you're not actively dealing with somebody that people just randomly in your inboxes saying, okay, give me your Cash App or give me your PayPal information and all that type of stuff. You just can't, just be giving your stuff out. Sometimes we just got to use our common sense and know that there's nothing in life for free, especially from random people on the internet. Not usually, but, we just got to make sure that we are, doing our due diligence, especially, us older people, I ain't gonna say it's hard to fool us because a lot of times we can drop the ball as well. But as I was saying, with our younger people that are new to banking, new to checks, new to these things that might not be thinking the way that I think, I don't trust too much of anybody when it comes to money. So we just got to make sure that we putting out the right information for them. All right. Derek Johnson says, this is very informative. Thank you. You are very welcome. I appreciate you tuning in to this live. So, guys, just make sure that we are, doing our part to make sure that we are, being safe out here. And again, I'm going to link this article about how to spot, avoid, and report fake check scams, and for you to be able to look at that list, because I want to make sure that you are also providing this information to your young people. And also share this video, guys, with your young people to make sure that they understand that these scams is going on. People faking like they want to buy your artwork or want to buy your photos or whatever, especially people that actually take pictures. Like if you got a child that is into photography and stuff like that, they might get hit up in their inbox about somebody want to buy one of their photos. Or like I said, they could be an artist, they could be a model. You just never know. So make sure that they understand that there is a lot of scams out here. And if somebody really want to buy your work, then they will be able to send it through some of those other means like PayPal and some of those other ones. But definitely don't be taking no checks from nobody. Don't be taking no checks, because 9 times out of 10 they are fraud. I have a whole store and I don't take checks in my store. You either gonna pay with your debit card, your Apple Pay, your Google Pay, or you're gonna pay cash. I don't take checks. A lot of people don't even write checks anymore. So checks are not as commonplace as they once were. So most people are using their debit cards or some type of payment app or something like that. Now, a lot of people are not even writing checks. I think I write 2 checks a month for the rent at my shop and the pay the light bill. That's it. That's it. All right. Is there any other questions? Before I get off this live, like I said, this was just going to be a quick live today to just bring this information out. since this was something that was released by the Federal Trade Commission. Usually when they send stuff out about scams and everything, it is very, very common and it's a big deal. So that's why I want to bring it to the channel today. So if anybody got any questions before I get off the live. Going once, going twice. All right, guys. Thank you so much again for the ones that did tune in to the live this afternoon. And I'm going to be back tomorrow with another live. We're going to talk about another scam that's going on. So make sure you guys are cutting on your notification. If you go on my page, you'll see the title for that one. So I'll see you tomorrow afternoon with another one. Thank y'all again and have a great evening.